Hey,
Who
we
played?
lose this game last year.
Yeah,
Last year's team loses this game tonight.
facts,
And
facts.
not only that,
Especially
we probably would have got blown out.
welcome to the Down South Philly show. I am one of your Down South Philly co-hosts, Dom. This is your other co-host,
DP
DP.
in the house.
In the house, man. I'm out here in Georgia. He over there in South Carolina, man. But we both fans of the Birds, and we came on here to kick this after the game talk to you. The Eagles just finished up playing the first game of the 2024 season against the Green Bay Packers in Brazil. It was a home game for us. We kicked it off with the black and white jerseys. Um, but I'm glad we got the win, man. But before I get into my little spiel, we're gonna go see how you felt about the game, what you saw, what you didn't like, what you thought.
Man,
What's your overall thought?
this one was nerve wracking, man. But
Heart attack.
man, it was one of them. It was just one of them games where you literally I could have saw it going a bunch of different ways. Kind of expected it to look sloppy with us not having much playing time in the preseason. Um, but offense for the most part looked good. It felt good to have a competent offensive coordinator again. Um, Hurts made two questionable interceptions that I'm sure he gonna look at on tape and want back. But for the most part, he had a decent game. Offense all around had a decent game. I would, we always chop it up during the game, and our biggest gripe will always be that they don't run the ball enough. Game would have been
Mhm.
way cleaner if they would have ran the ball more. Saquon was getting off. He had a amazing debut. Three touchdowns, should have been four. Um, Offensive line looked good. You could tell that we missed Kelsey a little bit, but I still think we're gonna be able to have a dominant offensive line. Obviously, when you lose a Hall of Fame player like that, you're not gonna just pick right up where you left off. But I think that the offensive line still gonna be good enough for us to get off. Defense, I saw exactly what I needed to see out of them, especially being down two starters. We could have had a pick six. We could have had a fumble recovery. I felt like every time we let them off the hook with one of those big plays, man, they just made us pay for it. But I like the run fits I saw. I mean, they got a little loose in the second half, but I just chalked that up to them being tired because, like I said, they didn't have um, much playing time in the preseason. So this was really, their preseason and a real game all in one. So I would say overall, surviving, getting the dub, that's huge with an NFC win. That was a good team. Green Bay was a really good team. Obviously they ended the year hot. We ended kind of cold, but I saw all the things that I needed to see to have good vibes going into the season and game two.
I agree, man. I agree with pretty much everything you said. Saquon looked good in his debut, like you said. He should have had one more TD. Man, I don't know what happened. I guess it was just Hurts couldn't grab the snap, so he ended up fumbling or whatever. Luckily, Saquon jumped on it. That saved us. Yeah, man, just first game miscues, man. We had a lot of stuff to clean up, but you can see the potential in this team, man. Once we clean up some of this stuff, get rid of some of these penalties. Um, Cause like I feel like ever since Nick Sirianni been there, every time we lost a game, because we haven't really lost many games, regular season games with Nick there. But it seemed like every game that we lost, it was always because of penalties and a turnover battle. And of course, like I said, on the other video, not running the ball. Like I said, as long as we run the ball, it was so many times. And let me go ahead and get into this. It was so many times that we should have been running the ball, man. It's rare that Hurts, like, it's rare that I'm looking at Hurts like, bro, what you doing? Like, usually I'm like, bro, that's a bad play call. Or I'm looking at the play call or whatever. But it was a couple times you can tell it looked like he was changing the play, and he was doing that quarterback keeper stuff. Man, get a ball to Saquon. This ain't what it was. Get that out your mind. This ain't last year. This ain't the year before that. You ain't got to put the team on your back, bro. Not that you even had to do it then, but what I'm saying is, um, hand the ball off to Saquon. That's what we got him there for. If he need a breather, put Gainwell in there. If I'd rather put Gainwell in there than you keeping the ball. Um, so run the ball. We supposed to had ran that whole. We supposed to had pretty much that Green Bay was supposed to never get the ball back again. Um, so it was too many times I felt like Hurts was changing the play when he didn't have to. Um, I don't know. I don't know if it was a situation where, he's reading the defense, he's calling out the protections and stuff now. So I don't know if it was like Green Bay tricked him and he just felt like he had, one less guy to account for that he could take advantage of running the ball or whatever, and they just got him or what. I do know that Green Bay probably, looked at it last time we played them because Hurts ran all over him. So they were pretty much just ready for any of the runs that he had. Now he had a couple good runs, but outside of that, man, he didn't even need to take those. He should have just been handing the ball off to Saquon. So that's one thing that really kind of got under my skin. I'm like, bro, quit changing the play. Get the ball to Saquon. Kellen Moore, you got to be in the headset or something. Hey, don't change this play. Run, give it to Saquon. Like, sometimes you just gotta let them know, like, hey, I want you to hand the ball off right here. Don't change. I don't care what they in. Don't change the play. Quarterbacks have some quarterbacks got this thing. I feel like Hurts do it a lot. I don't think he did it this game. Maybe he did. I can't recall. Somebody else that does it a lot is Trevor Lawrence. But they got this thing when it's like third and short, they throw a doggone deep ball. I hate when quarterbacks do that. All quarterbacks do it, but some do it more than others. And I feel like Hurts do it a lot. When he see the defense, he feel like he got a mismatch. It can be like 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Instead of him just going ahead and handing the ball off or just picking up the first down, he will go for it all. Sometimes we just need to pick that first down up, man. But the defense looking like they got potential, man. Nolan Smith got way. I'm watching him the whole game. He was out there way more than I expected him to be out there for the first game. I'm thinking I'm gonna see a lot of Huff. Nolan Smith was he the starter? He was out there the whole game. Um, a lot of people down on Nolan. Um, this is my whole thing with the whole Nolan Smith and training camp and preseason thing. A lot of people were saying that Nolan, he wasn't looking like they were supposed to. He wasn't getting sacks here and there. The last couple of years since we had Haas, I don't remember him doing too much in training camp. I don't remember them. I don't even really remember him doing too much in the first few games. Haas started getting hot as the season went on. Like, as far as like the practice and the preseason, I don't remember them calling his name a lot. So a lot of times you can't go off of that. I think as the season go on, you're gonna see this defense turn up, man. They got the potential. Doggone N'Kobe Dean, man. N'Kobe Dean was looking so good out there. A lot of people sleep on my dog. I tried to tell y'all, man, get off my boy. Get off my boy. I told y'all got to give these dudes a chance, man. Give them a chance. Hey, y'all don't give these guys a chance to play, give them a chance to develop. Y'all was on my dog Ed Reed, Blankenship. You know what Ed Reed Blankenship. I told y'all. I'm as soon as we get off this, one of my homeboys who a fan of like 5 other teams. Um, I'm gonna make sure I send him this clip of me saying that. But after last season, he specifically sent me a message saying y'all need to get rid of Blankenship out there. I was like, bro, what did you Blankenship had the best season in the secondary last year. A lot of times when you fans of other teams, you just listening to the media or you saw one game and he made a few mistakes. If you really a Eagles fan, you know, well, I ain't gonna say you really an Eagles fan because some of y'all Eagles fan don't even like Blankenship, so I can't even say that. But when you really a fan of a team and you watch the players and you know what's going on, man, Reed Blankenship is that dude out there, man. I didn't want nobody else to start over him. Some people was hoping that Sidney Brown was healthy and he could. No, man, I don't. He Blankenship just got a nose for the ball, man. Look at him last season; he was all over the place. He gonna come up and tackle now. He gonna come up and tackle. I don't like the way that he tackle. He always like trying to go for dudes' ankles. He got this little sliding tackle thing that he be doing or whatever. But anyway, that's my dog. Nolan Smith showed. I mean Nolan Smith. N'Kobe Dean showed out though. He had a great game, man, and I'm glad he did. So now he can shut the haters up. Come out there and keep balling. Zach Bun, man, come on, he was out there balling too, man. They was shutting that run down. Now, as the game went on, they probably was out there getting tired. So them boys started getting off a little bit, and I think we started playing playing the pass too much. See, Green Bay was doing what they needed to do. They was feeding the running backs. They probably could have fed them a little bit more, honestly. Um, but I'm glad they didn't. Um, but yeah, the defense was looking good. I see the potential. They got a few things they need to clean up. Like I said, it surprised me that Nolan Smith was out there that much. I felt like Quinyon Mitchell held it down on the outside over there.
Looking good in that 27, that legendary 27.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he made a couple of rookie mistakes, but it's to be expected out there. And not even just rookie mistakes. Even everybody make mistakes. People act like everybody out there just 100%. The other side of the ball get paid. Them guys get paid too, man. Some people gonna make mistake. It was
That's
a
a
play.
hell of a group. Like that's a hell of a team that we just beat.
Yeah, yeah. I like their wide receivers over there, man. I ain't gonna lie. I like Love. I like all their wide receivers.
Watson, Reed, them boys is Dobbs, Watson, Weed.
Dobbs, I honestly feel like they probably didn't feed Dobbs enough. I don't know if Slay was on Dobbs or what, but they ain't really feed Dobbs like that. And I feel like he was going off in that Dallas game, but
Maybe they was using them as a deep threat, but I feel like they like pinpoint like one or two players to feature each week. Like it never be the same wide receiver. Maybe it just wasn't his week because the
yeah, it
way
probably
the way
just didn't start
Lafleur he be drawing them plays up, them boys be wide open out
yeah,
there.
wide open.
They be wide
Hey,
open.
I was looking at a couple of them plays. I'm like, hey man, run that back so I can see what happens. Because like, how, how was it? It always tripped me out when players be like wide open. I'd be like, what? Like what happened?
Him and Shanahan, man, they know what they
Yeah, they
doing with that pen, boy.
yeah, for real. Don't forget Andy Reid be on that too. Andy Reid be on there having players wide open sometimes. But yeah, Shanahan, he for sure gonna have you streaking.
Streaking. But I mean, I saw some good things out of Kellen Moore. Obviously, you ain't never gonna 100% like any coordinator, but I feel like like we said earlier, we got off to a good start. I like the play calls. I see like his philosophy and how he attacked the game. I pretty much agree with it. The only thing that I would critique from this game in particular is just run the ball more, and that's probably gonna be the same for every game.
Every game we gonna be saying that. Every game. I don't know a coordinator or head coach that we had yet. We felt like even when we had Doug, you remember when we had Doug, we was like, man, run, especially the last few seasons. We was like, bro, run the ball.
Shane probably was the closest thing to like being satisfied
Yeah,
with the run game,
yeah,
and that's just cause like his play call, that dude a genius. Like even his passes, you don't have no problems with because they be working. So it's just like what
yeah,
it is. And like he got a similar philosophy to, the Shanahan's where he have a bunch of plays that look similar, but they be completely different. So they
mhm,
kind of work together. So yeah,
yeah, for real.
I think Shane probably was the closest thing to like us being satisfied with the amount of runs, and that's
Yeah,
just
I
because
agree.
of just because of the way he called a game. He called a hell of a game.
I agree. He used to be in his bag, and on top of that, I think another thing is too, Hurts got to work with him more than one season, so they got to know each other. So I feel like I don't know how this season gonna end up. It should end up, pretty good. But if we can keep killing more for one more season, uh, I feel like him and Hurts will be crazy in a second year go
And
around.
2 to 3 seasons with the same
Yeah,
coordinator, not having to learn. That's why people you see people like Mahomes hell anyway, but him having Andy his whole career so far, it's got to be a advantage to his overall growth and success. And even Dak, Dak in the he had Kellen Moore for a few years.
right.
And then, now he's still, he got McCarthy, and it's like what, year 2 or 3? So I mean,
Mm,
continuity, it matters. You gotta
yeah,
have some kind of stability, and I think it's just unfair of not only Hurts but any quarterback to be expected to learn a brand new system every year, and keep the same level of success that he had prior. It's just not. It
right.
don't make no sense.
Yeah, because not only is the terminology different, and not only is like the concepts and the play is different, but like how they tell you to read the play is
Yeah.
different. Like
They whole
under
philosophy to it, yeah.
like under Nick, he might have been like, "Hey, read this person, whatever first." And now, because even if you even watch like a lot of the all season stuff, it seemed like the way Kellen Moore was like coaching his offense is like completely different than how Jalen was told to do it before or whatever. So I just can tell by how they was talking about it. Like um but in a way, you learn that many offenses and stuff like that. In the long run, it'll probably pay off. You see so many defenses, you learn so many offenses, you got all this stuff in your toolbox, and hopefully, all this stuff just in the long run of Hurt's career, just down the stretch, he just turned into a straight animal.
Just so long as
Um,
he get the chance to develop,
yeah,
we in that league where you have two two bad seasons, they be ready to ship you off. Oh, he on the hot
man,
seat.
what,
He
what,
they'll trade you with a whole bunch of money on your contract, or cut you, or all kind of stuff. So
man, what?
I do appreciate the fact that they made a decision early on Hurts. It wasn't no whole bunch of bull jiving when it came to his contract.
Right.
Um, went to the Super Bowl, he got paid, bam, no QB controversy. All the QBs that we bring in never really have been a threat to any, not that he would feel threatened, but you just don't even want the media to have something to talk about from a QB controversy. So I feel like they've done all the things that they didn't do with Wentz. They're doing with Hurts so far.
And people gotta understand, because a lot of people will say like, man, y'all got so much talent, blah blah blah, this and that. Y'all supposed to win, blah. Man, look, talent don't win you games, man. Talent just give you the opportunity to be in position to win games. Better than not having that talent. So it's so much stuff that got to go in your favor. You got to have a good coach. You got to have good play calling. You got to have some luck. A lot of luck going to this stuff too. The ball got to bounce your way. Certain plays
I
like,
mean, look at tonight. The field was slippery. You never
Slay
know.
came
You
up.
never know what the refs how they gonna call a particular
That
game.
too. That too. That's why I say a lot of luck got to go in your favor. The ball got to bounce your way. Slay came up, caused the fumble, and Green Bay got it right back. Now think about, we would have got the fumble right down that side of the field. Now we might have did something boneheaded and gave the ball right back, but that would have been another opportunity for the offense, because
And the pick
now
six.
pick six. Oh my God! Just
Whew.
not even just for the score. I wish for Kobe Dean's sake
Yeah,
he had
for
a turn.
real.
Like, I want to see my dog just take one to the house and just
Man,
like
imagine
completely.
him and Ed Reed Blankenship had a pick tonight. You wouldn't have been able to tell me shit. You can't tell me shit now, but if they would have messed around and had two, both of them ended up with a pick. Man,
man.
Hell of a
And
game.
everybody who was hating on the Kobe Dean gonna act like they. I hate when people be hating on the player and then they start balling out. They act like they never was questioning them. Man, come on, you ain't believe in that dude. Like a lot of times, I wouldn't even care if it was warranted. A lot of times, the thing about see, I don't really know what other teams. Other teams probably do it too, but I just know about Philly. I know one thing about people in Philly, boy. You mess up one time, they ready to ship you off. Um, I'm talking about one game. Like they probably gonna be talking about now. I feel like he didn't even play a whole lot, but a lot of people are gonna be talking junk about Huff just because he didn't get no sack. We paid Huff all this money. Whole time, go back and watch Haas his first game. What was that? Who we played first game of the season last year? Did Haas have a sack?
Nah, he didn't.
Okay, and
Oh,
he,
we
I think
played
he's
we played New England in the rain.
yeah, I don't think he got no sack. Even the first game, his first season, I don't think he got no sack or whatever. Like every year he kind of started off kind of slow or whatever. Y'all gotta get these players a chance, man. Who else was out there balling out? The defensive line. I don't know if they was tired. I don't know if Green Bay offensive line just was that good tonight because I thought we was gonna be able to take a little bit more advantage of them, but I don't know if they was just that
Well,
good tonight or we.
I did see Jalen cause some ruckus in there, but
Yeah, he did.
as a
Yeah,
D
Jordan Davis
tackle,
did too.
Jordan Davis, he had a good game.
Yeah,
Milton was kind of quiet, but I think in this defense, I don't know.
was that
I don't know, huh?
Milton Williams who somebody had got Jacobs in the backfield and he kind of like broke off an 8 yard run? Was that Milton Williams?
That was Jordan. I mean, not Jordan, but Jalen. Jalen, he ain't wrap him up all the way, and he had
Oh,
spent off of him. But
but
I think it's kind of hard to judge any one player that may have appeared to have a bad game just because it's the first game of the season. Them boys ain't in shape
first game
yet.
of the season.
They ain't really
Mhm.
played. They need to get the playbook down and get
Yep,
their conditioning in. So, these
yep,
first 2 or 3, maybe even 4 games, if we can, string these wins together
learning.
while we learn and click and get our players back, because I both of us was looking forward to seeing not only Devin White but Isaiah
Yeah,
Rogers. So I would say for the most part, I don't know if it would have been necessarily any different with them two, just because
right.
I saw everything that I needed to see out of the defense too.
The only thing, I kept thinking about was if Isaiah Rogers been there, because it was a couple times that they was they I don't. I feel like they didn't. I felt like it was taking them too long to figure out what kind of cleats to wear, so they was out there slipping and sliding. But what I would have liked to seen that game was how it would have went if Isaiah Rogers would have been playing on the outside and Quinyon would have been in instead of Maddox. Now you
Yeah,
know everybody know I love Maddox,
yeah,
but first
he getting up
Maddox
there. I thought he had fucked that toe up again early
he
when
get. I said
when
I know what you're
Reed broke him down. I was like, is that
talking
toe?
about. One, Maddox getting old. Two, Maddox, I mean, he ain't the tallest dude in the world. Maddox just savvy. He's smart. He a savvy vet, man. He's smart.
He'll give you a solid
But
2-3 plays a game.
yeah. He gonna do something. And then of course them guys getting into shape. And on top of that, Maddox been playing the whole camp. He was at safety, so he probably he getting his feet wet back in the slot anyway. So he kind of just was thrown in there probably because of the situation with.
It kind of, I mean, I'm sure they probably knew more in advance than we did, but
Right.
from my point of view, the Isaiah thing came out of left field. Like he might have just hurt his hand jacking off or something. Because I didn't. Well, really, both of them. Because we didn't.
They had They had been saying Isaiah Rogers' hand was hurt though. They wasn't, but they was making it seem they had been now they been said his hand was hurt, but they was making it seem like all right by game time because he was at so do they always get the injury updates. They were saying limited practice Isaiah hand like maybe like right after the roster joint, after they did the rosters, they were saying something about his hand. Like that first practice, right after they did the 52-man roster, I feel like they were saying something about Isaiah hand then. But they was he even flew out with the team. He was on the plane. So, I don't think they even knew 100%. They probably what happened was they probably got there and they had a practice when they got there or whatever. Whatever. So it probably was a situation where like they wanted to see if he could go. Probably got there and was like, nah, I ain't gonna be able to make it. So I expect him to probably play Monday night, but it's gonna be interesting to see with like how them boys it's gonna be interesting to see with like how them boys play tonight, like how Vic feel about dang, all right, who should I take out, who should I keep in, who should I put where, whatever. But like I said, it would have been interesting to me to see Quinion playing in the slot and Isaiah on the outside. But I do like our depth though. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah, I
But
do
we
too.
will.
Because you did see that one, except for because we was already short, we had to end up putting old boy in that for like that one play
McCullough,
yeah. We put him in for
hey, he got it right in there and messed up. Boy got in right in there and tackled. He tackled his own. I was
Bond.
like, bro, come on.
He hit Bond. He knocked him
Hey,
off the tackle.
hey.
It's
I
like,
was like,
get your
man, bro. Hey, my dog CJ had to come back with a messed up hand. He, damn. Hey, I was hey on the next play when I see CJ GJ back, I said, I bet he was like, man, put me back in there. Hey, they gonna give him. Hey, they gonna give him hell when they watching film.
that nigga got in one play and fucked up instantly. Cause
Hey, I
I
promise
mean,
you, I know.
you can't blame Green Bay for wanting to go after the cold dude. I'd have did the same thing, run it his way.
Man, they tried that on Blankenship, and remember they tried that on Blankenship. His first play, he got in there and picked it off. I knew they was gonna do something towards his way too, though. I was like, they gonna go after the doggone not only who just coming off the bench, but he also I think he a rookie. So no, is this his second year? This might be his second. This, he either a rookie or this his second year. But I know a lot of people like him though.
Yeah, man. I don't really have no complaints, mainly because
It's
we
the first
won.
game.
It's the first game, but we managed to win. It's a whole lot easier to
Right.
correct and deal with the week on a dub versus a loss. Even though the way we would have lost this game, with it being a close game, you can deal with them better. But overall, you got to get them dubs when you can, cause ain't no win guaranteed.
Yeah, I know Green Bay because with the game being so close, I know Green Bay like because if we had a lost, it'd have been so many plays. We would have been like, man, if
Mhm.
if N'Kobe Dean would have got that pick, man, if we would have got that fumble, man, if we had ran the ball,
Yeah.
like it was so many of
They
those,
dropped a
like they
couple
could.
picks.
That's what I'm saying. They literally could say the same thing, man. If Zaire would have got that pick, or if we would have ran the ball right here, blah blah blah. So I mean, it literally came down to who made the least mistakes because it was basically a shootout back and forth, and then defenses started holding up the last half of the game. So,
Them boys started getting
um,
tired.
but yeah, you could tell they was tired. But you, I just could see so much potential in our offense. I was like, man, like once we like get everybody get on the same page, Kellen Moore and Hurts get comfortable. Saquon and Hurts learn how to play off each other. Like it's gonna start clicking. And like you said, as long as we can start winning learning while we winning. I always like to stumble through those first 3 to 4 games and end up 4-0. I always feel like if we can go 4-0 during that learning process, because regardless of what team it is, your first 4 to 5 games, you still trying to get your conditioning, you learning, you making mistakes, you getting your penalties, you trying to see how refs calling penalties, all type of stuff. So if you can win as many as games early as possible and then get into your stride, it's gonna be hard to beat a lot of teams or whatever. So
Hey,
who
we
played?
lose this game last year.
Yeah,
Last year's team loses this game tonight.
facts,
And
facts.
not only that,
Especially
we probably would have got blown out.
and not only that, um, bro, I'm so happy how them linebackers was playing, bro.
I was scared as hell. I
That's
ain't
all
gonna
I can
lie.
think about.
When I when they said Devin White wasn't playing, even though we heard that Zach Bond and Dean had a
Kobe did.
good camp. You
Yeah,
know, good camp don't mean nothing to us because we
yeah,
heard
it don't.
it's a bunch of people that's
But had a
reported
good
that
camp.
had good camps and get to the season and don't even
Nice
look like
camp.
they belong on the team. But yeah, it was refreshing to see like it translate. That was probably the biggest thing, the biggest question mark. We
What's
already
crazy
knew
is no, I was about to say what's crazy is I didn't. I when they said Devin White was gonna be out, I didn't really, other than me just wanting to see him play. I didn't really, yeah, I didn't really feel like it was gonna be like, oh man, we could lose because sometimes
one
people.
player
No,
could.
yeah, I was about to say a lot of times people are like, oh, that one player don't make that much. Like one player can make a hell of a difference because you know
You don't have no depth
yeah, and not even just that. It's just like the stuff that they do on the field.
and
You
leadership.
gotta think about the leadership, the veteran savviness, the plays they would have made that would have got left on the field. Devin White is real good at rushing the passer. But the reason why I wasn't really worried about it is because my main goal for this game was stopping the run. And I knew Zach Bond and Kobe Dean was real good at that. So that's why I wasn't really worried about it. Now, had we been playing somebody else, and I felt like we would have really needed a lot of like covering, a lot of linebacker coverage or whatever, I would have been like, I don't know if them boys gonna get toasted out there in the middle of the field. But I didn't feel like this was that type of game. I just felt like first game of the season, we needed to focus and playing Green Bay, I just felt like we just needed to stop the run, and I felt like them boys could do that.
We didn't even see
Um,
Ringo out there like we thought we would.
we didn't,
Mm-mm.
but that's
That
because
was
they
the
put
report.
Young.
That's what the reports were saying. The reports were saying that Ringo was gonna be where Q was, and Q was gonna be where Maddox was.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because you know what? I just said y'all gotta watch and see and stop listening to these people who the coaches don't even be saying this stuff. It be some random reporter, or it might not even be a random reporter. It just be people saying it's been reported that blah blah blah. Man, bro, y'all gotta watch the game, man, and watch what go on. Y'all be listening to these commentators and reporters too much. And then they kept saying this what was pissing me off. They kept saying in base, Quinn Young gonna be on the outside, but then when we get our down packages, he gonna be in the inside and Isaiah Keeley. Man, shut up. That don't even say that sound dumb. What team y'all know
Before camp started, everybody, well, not us, but everybody was suspecting Isaiah Rodgers to be the slot guy and to put
yeah,
Q
when we
on the
first got him,
outside when he first got it. And then, after camp and listening to his own interview, come to find out he don't even like playing in the slot. He will,
yeah.
obviously, but he prefer outside.
Yeah, a lot of times them guys like I will do it because they know that's gonna keep them on the field, and you don't want to sound like you making an excuse or you just it's something that you won't do. But whole times they really be like, bro, I'd rather play on the outside. That's just like defensive ends or whatever. They don't want to drop in no damn coverage. But a lot of times they be like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I ain't. But the whole time they be like, man, fuck that. I'm trying to rest the passer. I'm dropping in coverage, trying to cover these damn fast ass running backs and wide receivers in the flat. What? So tight ends, whatever. So but overall, man, we got the dub. That's all I really care about. I ain't gonna say that's all I really care about, but I saw a lot of stuff that I wanted to see. I don't feel like I saw none of this stuff. First of all, at all last season. Second of all, especially not that first game, but it looked real promising, man.
Everything mistake wise that we saw tonight can be fixed in a couple games. So
Yeah.
um,
Who we
you
played?
know, we got them Falcons, man. We got them
Yeah, I'm upset.
Falcons and primetime Kirk Cousins, man.
Yeah, Monday. Yeah, you're right.
We got to play Kirk Cousins every year in primetime. That's our gift.
I'm gonna be watching them boys closely. I know they was watching us tonight closely, even though they got a
They
game
got a
coming up. You
game
gonna be
Sunday
watching,
though.
yeah, but you gonna be watching no other teams on. You gonna be watching the team that you gotta play. You're gonna be watching the team that you gotta play next, and just keep a couple things in the back of your head. But we're gonna be in the clean up.
We put the league on notice with this one because that was like I keep saying, the Packers was a good team. Like
Yeah,
that was a hard fought win that took like complimentary football to win. And like I said, last year's team wouldn't have been able to win that game and probably wouldn't have stood a chance in that game.
you know what I said. You know what the narrative is gonna be. We caught them early. I hope Green Bay going there. First of all, I hope Love good, man. I never want to see good players go down. I don't never want to see no players go down, but you never want to see players go down that could change the trajectory of a team. Like if Love go down, they not gonna be the same team. So hopefully he just had like hopefully he just had like a twisted ankle or something like that. And I don't know when their next game is, but
Nah, it can't be Monday, but
because
they
we
I'm
play
sure
so
they got a small by two.
yeah. So hopefully they hopefully he good and he come out next game. I kind of I don't want to. I ain't gonna say I want to see them win a bunch of games because of course we probably had to see them in the playoffs, but I do want to see them go. I do want to see them go on a little run or something, probably just so it looks so our win look better. They go ahead and rattle off about 4 wins or something.
I want everybody to keep that same energy they had for last year because they were saying how good the Packers was last year, and we ended up knocking them off. So what that say about us?
Oh, you already know. That's why I just said. That's why I just said. The narrative is gonna be. This is gonna be like one of the narratives gonna be. We caught them early. That's why we won. The other narrative is gonna be is Green Bay as good as we saying blah blah, because especially they don't got nothing else to go off yet. They got have some kind of story to run with until Green Bay wins some games. So right now it's gonna be one of the two stories. We caught them early, or it's gonna be like, hey, is Green Bay who we thought they was? Maybe they ain't good, blah blah blah, this and that.
I
But no,
already
they
know they're
look
gonna
good.
be on Hurts too, though. They're gonna be on Hurts for them two
For sure.
picks.
Yeah, yeah, they're gonna be on.
But that's all good because, like I said, I
Once he clean that up, I don't really got no stripe with Hurts. He just got to stop changing some of them plays, man. Just call what it was called.
and stop forcing it because both of them picks was forced.
Yeah, yeah. You
See,
ain't gotta. You ain't gotta.
the red zone pick was red zone picks is bad anyway, but because you
Yeah,
you supposed to be running the ball.
making points. I he just gotta realize. First of all, he getting too far in his career to feel like he gotta force something. Like sometimes you just gotta protect the ball and let the other team take your points if you're in a position to get points, and just let the other team make mistakes. That's what I feel like separate a lot of other quarterbacks. Now I'm not gonna sit here and say Mahomes do that because Mahomes gonna always try to doggone be a
The
hero no matter what.
gunslinger, but he earned that though.
But and the reason why I bring that up is because what I was about to say was most of the great quarterbacks or good quarterbacks, like, look at how Brady played the game. In close games, Brady just gonna take care of the ball. He gonna throw it away. He gonna make a smart play, or he gonna eat a sack, or whatever he need to do just to, take care of the ball, get off the field or whatever. He not gonna really jeopardize giving the ball to the other team close to their side of the field or having a costly turnover, just a foolish play. So a lot of those plays, especially with so much time left in the game, Hurts, you ain't gotta force it. Let them make a mistake. Our defense, it's not like the defense was out there. Now we was going back and forth, but it's not like the defense was out there looking straight trash. So give the defense a chance to make an opportunity. I mean, give them an opportunity to make a play and
You see, they
just
came
make
out
this
there with that bunch. They had to. They had to try
game.
us in that bunch. They had maybe they came out in that bunch maybe like 3 or 4 times just to test the waters
Who?
on us.
Oh, you talking about
Green
Green Bay?
Bay, yeah, they had to because that
Yeah.
that
Oh,
was
just to
our
see if
kick. That was
He'll
our
handle it.
Achilles heel last year. They had to see if
Yeah,
we
oh
fit
yeah, they was killing
just like, the blitz. Them 2 things they had to
it. Yeah.
test and make sure it was truly fixed.
Yeah, I always hate that one play where they scored a touchdown on.
Yeah, but they was in man. That's what
Yeah, they was in
they was in
man, but in
man.
situations,
No, we was in man, and they was in a
yeah,
man
we was in
beater.
man. That's why he was following them. But and yeah, there was a man beater. But I always hate when DBs like on them crossing routes, man. You can play zone with man concepts. You ain't gotta just straight up play zone or straight up play man. Like, all right, if this happened, pass the man off or whatever. You ain't necessarily gotta be in zone. You can be in man, but if they running this type of play, y'all go ahead and pass it off. Because if you don't, they just gonna do a little crosser route and
Same thing
somebody
that
gets
got
you.
us in the Super Bowl was not passing it
Exactly.
off.
Yeah. But what made me mad about that was, and I said this once before. What made me mad about that beating us in the Super Bowl was I remember, because this is something I always paid. Like I just said, that I hate when DBs do that. So early in the season, that season, I was watching the DBs just to make sure like they was passing off, like how I'm like I'm watching them closely. Like, let me see how they passing off. Like whenever wide receivers doing any kind of like crossing routes or whatever. Like, let me see how they. So we was passing it off well. I remember. So it's like when we got in the Super Bowl. In the Super Bowl, it seemed like we wasn't communicating. We wasn't doing it. That's why I didn't put a lot of that on Gannon, because I just felt like we had been doing it all season, but for some reason we get to that game and they wasn't doing it. I'm like, but
First of all, that the Super Bowl is too distracting for the players. I
yeah,
feel like
it is.
it's too
You
much
got
of a media circus, and you can tell that, especially for the players that don't care to do regular interviews, that
right.
whole 2-week process is like exhausting for them. So
Mm-hmm.
that could play a part in it, and that might be a bigger reason why experience matters, just because you already know that these 2
Yeah,
weeks about to be here. Like Kansas City already got a
they
game
already know
plan
what.
for how to deal with it versus
Yeah,
you just getting there for the first time. It's a lot to soak in. Like, you want to be in the
right,
moment, but at the same time, you got a game to win. But yeah,
right.
I think that shit just too distracting for the players, especially if it's your
Yeah,
first time.
yeah. We go back. We already know what's up. So, and a lot of those guys still on the team. Mine is like vets like Fletch and Kelsey and whatever. But most of those guys still on the team that went with us when we just went to the Super Bowl, so they'll know what to do and they'll know what to tell the other guys on the team. Hey, when we get these media days, this how we're gonna approach it. And even Nick as a coach, that's why I hate that people saying all this stuff about Nick, because Nick is still a young coach. So he took us to the Super Bowl his second season, and then the season after that, which was last year, we didn't have that down the stretch. We didn't have a good season. Y'all gotta realize, like, he's still learning as well. It's a lot of stuff that him and the rest of the team gonna take from last season as a learning experience and never do again. And of course apply to this season. So I never felt like he should have been in a hot seat. A lot of people was like, "Ah, you need to get rid of Nick." Nah, Nick. And you said it on one of the other videos, but he at his best when he could just be a head coach. Everybody not cut out to call plays or
Worry about one side of the ball.
worry about the defense or worry about the offense. Some people just good at being a head coach, getting everybody organized, getting being out there on the field, letting the basically managing the game. Hey, we probably need to talking to the coordinators. We probably just need to go ahead and run the ball right here. You're not necessarily calling the run play,
Or
but
calling the
you.
timeout when Hurts letting the clock run down. Stuff like that.
Exactly. So you just being able to manage the game, you got more of a free mind, because now you ain't got to be sitting over there thinking about, do we need to call the timeout here, and you also thinking about what play we got to run. No, you can let the coordinators do that. All you got to say is, you might say something like, "Hey, we should just keep running the ball here." You let the coordinator just call the type of run plays, but you let them know, "Hey, just let's keep running the ball. Or right here, we're gonna do this and call a timeout," or we just gonna take the points right here because we get the ball back after the half, we the first team to get the ball back, so we can take 3 right here and then come out and score on the play to AJ for doggone how many of yards them was because my boy was streaking.
Man, man, this was a fantasy gold mine tonight. So I got Hurts, and his numbers could have been better if it wasn't for the picks and the extra stuff he did. But I mean, he still had a decent night. Of course, Saquon got off 3 touchdowns. It was a good night for fantasy, especially if you was, and I had Jake, so I got a cool 10 points off of that. So it was good to see them boys get their rocks off, especially when it seemed like it was important for like AJ that he helped in any way he can
Yeah,
get get Saquon the ball and let him get off because he probably feel like damaged goods a little bit. At least from the narrative. The narrative is that he damaged goods. But I mean, you saw it tonight. He still had that burst. He hit that hole the way we need him to hit that hole. And you
boy, that
saw
boy
you
playing
saw
the shot out of
him get the tough yardage on the goal line that they claim
Yeah,
that
I
he
like
never
that.
did. So I mean, eh, what a difference a line makes.
Also, I just lost my whole train of thought, but I do like that we was running. I like how we was running the ball. Like I said, we could have ran it a little bit more, but what I was I know I was gonna say what I took from that game was I felt like even though we could have featured Barkley a little bit more, I also feel like that's how I wanted the Ravens to use Derrick Henry last night. They wasn't running. To me, they wasn't they wasn't running him enough. Now you're not gonna throw the ball to Derrick Henry a lot, but they wasn't even, in my opinion, running him like they should have been. So if I was them, I'll be looking at that game because Derrick Henry, this your debut with the Ravens. I'm not saying he should have put up exactly what Saquon did, but he should have been featured way more.
What he
Yeah,
do
why
what he
should you?
do with it is a different story.
Exactly. Why would you bring a guy like that in and then barely use him? You could have got any kind of running back for that. You could have saved the money. You could have saved that money and kept that doggone linebacker they let go. Yeah, so um, you know, it was their first game of the season too. So I'm thinking
Yeah,
they
they're gonna
gonna
tighten that up. And then every week you're not playing the Chiefs because the Chiefs
right.
defense is actually legit. Spags got a nice little group on his side of the ball. So they ain't no slouches. They ain't gotta, like I said, they ain't gonna have to play Kansas City no more until the playoffs. So somebody gonna get 200 put on their head by King Henry. Won't be us though.
Oh, oh yeah, for sure. Let me see. Let me see if we missed anything. I do like that we was using Dallas got it. Like I said, feed the tight end. Of course, for me, they probably ain't gonna never be. It's only so many balls people can get, but a lot of those dumb plays. That's why I hate when we do dumb plays, because a lot of those dumb plays that we be making, they could have went to Goddard or they could have went to the running back. So a lot of times we be leaving so much out there on the field. Like, come on, man. A lot of times it's just making smart plays. Every play ain't got to be a home run. That's like one thing that as Eagles fans that we used to dislike about Carson Wentz. It's like every time he got the ball, he was trying to be a doggone hero, man. Like,
Hey, second bandit.
yeah, live to see another day, man. Sometimes you gotta live to see it, especially with a lot of time in the game. They be out there trying to win the game on one play. You can't win. It's 2 quarters left, man. Come on. But for real, sometimes you just gotta play smart ball, and I think I know it's different once you get out there on the field, you thinking a lot, whatever. But like once you get so far in your career, you got to learn how to manage the game. You got to learn how to manage the game. You got to understand. That's why I like quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady because they game IQ so high. They know exactly what to do when not to force the ball, how to take care of the ball.
Not lose
Um,
the game.
basically not lose the game. They know when to try to take over the game, when to go on the game winning drive. All right, we can probably just get 3 here. All right, you know what? We could just turnover on downs right here. Let him take care of the ball, punt it to him, live to see another down. But a lot of guys be, trying to be heroes or whatever. And I felt like tonight, like I said, it was a lot of plays that I felt like Hurts was just changing the plays too much, man. Just running the play.
especially
If
run.
you're not in a favorable play, man, but if it's a run, just go ahead and run the ball, man. Don't put yourself in harm's way. Because I did think on one play he had got hurt. I was like, oh man, this dude got hurt.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, it was two plays I thought he got hurt. But
It was a few plays like that where he should have just kept it or called a regular running play and not even worried about the option part of it.
and then we got the little miscommunication with him and doggone the center. And then the other play where
He snapped it early.
uh nah, that one when he snapped it early, and then the other play with Lane Johnson when he thought it was gonna call the penalty or whatever, but
Oh
they didn't.
yeah, that was some
Dude ran
bull.
by him and smashed
That
her,
was some bull.
but put him in the dirt.
Yeah, but we got. I figured, we talk about it all the time. Stuff like that, it's gonna come back around, and it did. Like later in the game, the refs like they either missed the call or called something that ended up going in our favor. So you just give it some patience, and 9 times out of 10, you gonna get it back.
Hey, we kind of touched on this a little bit, but let me just go ahead and straight up and ask you the question: how you felt about Rook out there, man? Quinyon.
Man, he as advertised. I didn't, of course I didn't expect him to have no perfect game, but I mean he was going up against some dogs today. So for him to
Fact.
for him to not really be called, you know, we didn't really notice him out there. He made some plays. Of course,
Man,
he
he
got
was
beat a
clutch.
couple times, but I mean that's to be expected out of any football player. But I
Exactly.
um I think it's real promising. I think by the end of the year, he gonna be something to play with. He might have the type of impact that Pat had coming out.
Yeah,
But yeah, and like I said, the 27 look good on the young fella
yeah.
out there looking like a young Jenkins.
Nah, he was looking good though. Like you said, he was playing against some good wide receivers. Because one thing about Green Bay, it ain't like they got a straight up just like a AJ Brown or a CD Lamb, or they ain't got that one guy. But all they players, they got like three real solid players that could give any defense trouble. And as they continue to play, even just this season, they gonna do something. So
Yeah, and you
long
could
as,
tell
long as
they
they got
still super young too. So I mean, because it was a couple plays that they left out there, whether it be drops or just
oh yeah, they had a bunch of
sliding,
drops.
sliding. Even when Love put a couple in the dirt, which I appreciated. They just so
I
young. The
appreciate
whole team so young that, it's gonna be growing pains. Just because you got some experience, you don't have all the experience. But, you see vets make mistakes too. Like Slay had got beat. He got beat in the, I don't know if it was deep, but it was kind of deep. He had got beat. It wasn't was it a touchdown? It was either a touchdown or almost a touchdown. But another thing that I like was the red zone
Yeah,
defense. The red zone, them boys tightened up because we was in some bad situations early, and if they didn't tighten up early, it probably would have been over. Um,
Nakobe Dean was a monster in the red zone. Every time they tried to run the ball, he was sniffing it out, boy. Talking about in the backfield. Then he had one in the backfield that he missed. He got back there, but he kind of like missed the tackle.
yeah, that's when they got that first down when it was like 4th and 1
Yeah.
or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
I think that's just a testament to them big uglies in the middle, Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. They was that's their job. They they they're to block the O lineman so the D lineman can scrape. And they
Yep.
scrape they did. Him and Bond. So I mean, I feel
So the
good.
linebacker,
I feel good about the linebackers. I feel good about the defense as a whole. And we don't have no choice but to get better because we're gonna get some dogs back. Hopefully we get both Isaiah and
yeah,
Devin White back for the Monday night game and be at full
for
strength on
sure.
the defense. Cause I
I'm
feel
being
like with that defense, if we once we start clicking on all cylinders, they gonna be they're gonna be able to put the team on their back on something. They kind of put the team on their back tonight because we
I
came out
think
sleepy. I say that whole
for real.
first half, if defense didn't show up out the gate, it would have been over.
Yeah, they could have went up 21 early. They this a bold prediction, kinda, but I've been thinking the whole matter of fact, soon as we got CJ GJ back, in my mind, I was like, man, him and Ed, him and Reed Blankenship gonna be hell back there, like more than what people think, because a lot of people sleeping on Blankenship. But in my mind, I'm like, man, doggone CJ can play free while uh Reed plays strong safety and play up in the box because that's his game. And then CJ GJ, his game is back there playing the deep ball. He can pick stuff off. So I was like, they gonna be able to play off each other real well. So I think
Once we get our starting lineup together, and hopefully just try to avoid injuries as much as possible, it's gonna be a special group. It's gonna be a
and we
real
getting
special
young
group.
too. So
Huh?
we getting young, so this defense could be good for years to come.
Yeah, yeah. Because Reed Young, CJ probably like the old head, but it ain't like he a geezer either.
Yeah, he
Um,
ain't old.
Obviously Isaiah Rogers is kind of young. I
He
expect
young, but you never know if they gonna let him go or not.
right, right. This a prove it year for him. It'll just depend on how he look. If he ball out, I think he'll have a chance to get a bag. It just depends on how this season
But
go for him.
even then, it's like, are they gonna pay him, or is they gonna try to like put Quinion and Keely on the outside and then just have, because you never know what their plans are. Because in our minds, we thinking like you should keep many people as possible. You should pay Isaiah, put him on the outside. Quinion, let him play on the outside. Of course, keep Keely because it's only his third year, so he gonna be depth. And then doggone, you got what's my other guy name? Coop. We got Coop, so he can doggone play in the slot. And then we got a young boys back there at safety. So in our minds, we always trying to keep as many as people as possible. But a lot of times, other people and the team just be like letting people go, and then somebody get injured. Yeah, then somebody mess around and get injured, and then now we looking like um,
Geniuses, because this is if we didn't have the depth that we have, we'd have been screwed from the first game off of two
right,
injuries.
right.
So keeping the Kobe Dean, keeping Bradbury, like Bradbury wouldn't have did no worse than the old boy that got in for that one play for CJ. It probably would have been the same, or who knows. But yeah, man. Overall, no complaints. I get to go to sleep happy. Um, I hate that I ain't had my winter scar, my Eagle scar for y'all, because I said that I would have it for every dub, but I have it for the next one. But we 1-0. That's all you can hope for out of we want. Not only are we 1-0, but we 1-0 and relatively healthy. Like I can't remember seeing anybody like go down and it was like
That's what I was thinking
serious.
about.
So
That's what I was
whenever
thinking
you
about.
can get a game like that early and be healthy, I take it.
What you I mean, that's pretty much all we got for tonight, y'all. But what you think? What you think about getting back on and talking about the matchups for Sunday's games?
Yeah,
What
that's
we
cool.
think?
That's cool. We
Yeah.
can chop it up.
So,
So be on the lookout for them predictions. We tell you. I don't know if we're gonna necessarily do scores, but we can at least pick the games. Talk a
yeah,
little bit about what we expect from these players in their first live action, and go from there. I'm liking this
yep.
stream yard, man. So we might have found this one.
We might have found this one. We're gonna see. All right, y'all.
Deuces.
We out. Go Birds.
Oh.